What's up, y'all? Alright, Kev. See you, bro. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's kind of crazy times we're in. I'm on live right now, see?
You're live?
I'm live. I'm on live video.
Oh, you doing live?
Yeah, I'm doing live.
Oh, okay.
I'm hitting this thing live, yo.
You live?
Live.
What y'all talking about?
Ooh,
I look crazy.
You look good. You look
You
good.
always be doing that low angle thing. Don't
Listen, I'm low. I'm low. I'm low to the ground right now. You know what I'm saying?
That is not looking cute.
Meanwhile, little man over here. He over here. Listen, how's everybody doing through this corona thing, man? They got to figure this thing out. Pretty crazy right now, huh? Crazy times we're all living in. Pretty wild. Pretty crazy times. We got more and more people joining in live. I like it. Somebody said he's alive. He hasn't been corona yet. Thank God, this corona thing is all over the place, man. It's crazy. It's shutting down countries, locations. March Madness has got canceled. All this stuff. People talking about the season going to happen. Who knows? You know, we don't know these things, you know. Hopefully we'll figure things out here soon. You know, we can stay upbeat about everything. You know, I worry about people, you know, who are on hourly wage, for example, you know, because now nobody wants to be around each other. Nobody wants to spend time together. You know, those things are real, you know, so I get concerned for those people that, you know, hourly wage. And, you know, some people may say people are overreacting, but I think this is a real thing. I think it's an issue that we all got to have to deal with. And you know, the reality is that it's just a tough time for everybody, you know. So the best thing to do is keep the faith and keep believing, and just keep believing that good things are going to happen. But you know, I even think about how massive, I mean, it's unprecedented, you know, how these massive sporting events have gotten canceled. March Madness, Augusta, all these different times, you know. It's pretty crazy. Somebody just said children out of school with no food to eat. I know, that's what scares me, is kids being out of school. You know, my kids are out of school already, and they've been out of school for a few days, and different kids, you know. And then I think about kids, you know, who don't have mom or dad or parents. I mean, what do they do? How do they live? Or what's next for them? You know, how do they go home? And that's a real thing for people, you know. So I think about all those conditions. Is anybody struggling right now as you guys are dealing with this stuff? Anybody on the phone? Luke mentioned that his mom can't work because of corona. They have no toilet paper or anything. It's real. I mean, going to the grocery store is like there's nothing in there. It's crazy. You know, people are talking about struggling with school and no work and all that. You know, Susie Cutter said it's time to invoke some Moab practices and limitless minds, what we've been doing. You're talking about the platform, you know, just talking about working together. I love that. I think it's a good point. I think, you know, to remain neutral, to remain as positive as we can, to remain neutral in the midst of the storm is going to be really critical for families, for people, for couples, you know, all that. So I agree with you. Boston mom said, struggling to keep my 2 disabled kids occupied while housebound. I'm praying for you because, you know, obviously having disabled kids too is its own natural thing to have to deal with, and beasts of its own, essentially. Tough thing to have to deal with. And now everybody, now everybody has to stay at home and, and not getting the necessary help that they may need. I pray for you that you stay encouraged. I think it's crazy too, just how college has been shut down completely. Like, Manchester School, Stanford, they just shut down the whole school, just like that, with a blink of an eye. It's like, how does this even happen? I think Miranda Lee had, you mentioned, kiddos school got canceled for 6 weeks, and definitely concerned about making ends meet. But health over everything. I think that's exactly right. Health is over everything. These are all, crazy times, and everything. And I think the more that you can, there's one good thing in it, is that sometimes it wakes us up to what life is for a lot of people around the world. But I also think that what it does is it gives us that time with our children and our loved ones to really cherish that time. And that's the only real good news in this, I would say. Is, Miranda Lee, is that if you can spend your time, cherishing those moments and spending time talking to your kids and just encouraging them and loving them and wrapping your arms around them, they really need that right now. And they may not know that they need it, but to be able to do that and do it consistently, day in and day out, is really, really cool. Che Baby 58 said shelves are almost empty in BC, Canada. It's crazy. They're almost empty here in California too. Brooke Madeline Baker said, "I'm happy that school is out because I get bullied every day." That shouldn't happen to you, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I hope that never happens to you again. I hope you don't get bullied anymore. To be honest with you, I used to be a bully when I was a young kid, and I realized that loving people and caring for people was the best thing that I could do, and to really help try to catapult me into my destiny. When I was a young kid, all the way up to about fifth grade or so, I was the bigger kid in school, and ironically, I was bigger than everybody else somehow. But I was the bigger kid in school, always getting in trouble and bullying kids and stuff like that, in a way. And so, I think for whoever's bullying you, Brooke Madeline Baker, I hope that they realize that there's better ways to love, better ways to live. So hopefully when we go back to school, that's no longer anymore. The other good thing is, title Trey, you said it, but it gets people out in nature too right now. Getting away from the chaos of life and just being able to be with your family and nature. I think is good. I'm reading all these messages right now. Fernando Castro Caros. Hello, Russ. I'm from Brazil. Go Hawks. Just want to say hello to you, Fernando. Make sure you guys spend time with your family and children, your brothers and your sisters and your loved ones. Just reading all y'all's messages are so cool. Somebody's from NYC here. Jen Steph just said a good point. Everybody's buying mass stuff, from the grocery stores and not thinking about other people. And you got to take care of your family. But if there was a way to, control what you guys are getting, it'd be great. I read something about some guy who, bought up 17,700 basically bottles of hand sanitizer, and just like I mean, just to sell it for an expensive price. And Amazon, I think eBay didn't allow them to do that. But, I mean, just the fact that people are doing that is wrong. You know, we should allow other people to have access. And this is where that's really important to be able to help others, you know, to share and to give back, you know. Babe, I'm gaining some traction on this live thing. We gotta start doing more live videos together, babe. They want more live videos of you and I. What you think? What you think, babe? You on right now?
Don't put me on the camera. Oh my gosh. Just let me have my hair done before I get on your live though, baby, okay? Oh my gosh, I look so bad from that.
You look good. They want more live from you and I. You want to do more live videos, babe?
Yeah, as long as I can get myself together.
You don't need to be together, girl. You always together. What you talking about?